So what's going on, guys? My name's Violent with GRIZZ Zombies. I got something a little bit different here for you. It's been about 3 weeks since patch 1.09 has happened, and a lot of you guys have probably got a feel for the weapons on the map of Rave in the Redwoods. But since that time, we have had a patch 1.10, and my question is, has the harpoon gun been affected? The harpoons now, as you know, come in a set of 4. There are 4 different variants which you can get, and we're going to be taking a look at the WHIRLWInd EF5. That is the one that has the wind ability. The other 3 being the Eagle, which is trap-o-matic. You can actually upgrade that to a Kimbo once you get it and shoot the ground and leave laser traps. It's one that I haven't introduced to the channel. It's very cool. Go try the Eagle upgrade if you haven't already. There's the Owl, which is the Acid Rain upgrade, and the Wolf, which is the Ben Franklin upgrade. They say Ben Franklin, it's the Lightning Bolt one. But the WHIRLWInd one in particular is my favorite, and as we upgrade this weapon throughout the gameplay, we're going to ask ourselves the basic questions of what has quite changed. Now, there are a few things I want to take note of throughout this gameplay, and we will as we move through it. So, going back to patch 1.09, the fix that occurred was the replenishing ammo that was happening when you put the harpoon gun back in the cabinet, and you would pick it back up, then you would have full ammo. The other fix that happened was over in the Rave area where you activate the speaker trap, and there was random dancing zombies that would remain after the music had stopped. That was fixed in patch 1.09. It's been 3 weeks since then, and as time moves on, we want to keep track of how these weapons are progressing. So, what has happened in patch 1.10? We have a new patch coming that's completely about weapon balancing. Now, the harpoon gun was not on the list that I had read off previously, so if you missed what's coming up in the upcoming patch within the next few days, the top link in the description box below will take good care of you, so check that out and it will inform you about what's coming up. It's all about weapon balancing, so the harpoon gun may be on the list as it changes, but for right now, the events that are coming that aren't live yet are the ones that they are teasing. The last note I have about patch 1.09 is that it also affected how the step works here, where you're charging the statue. Now, you need to get 75% damage, and maybe between 75 or 80, but harpoon kills will not do that. It will absolutely kill the zombie. So with this update from patch 1.09 that happened, it's 80% damage because this was also affected in the patch. So instead of trying to get a certain amount of zombie kills, you need to be within the optimal range of your statue getting the actual kills. Once you reach 80%, it will suck up into the statue, and that's how you charge it. Insanely enough, the meta across all of the crossbows remains the same and true. As you upgrade them, they're all upgraded the same way, and you basically get a choice as to which one you want to obtain. But the biggest question I have to ask is, has the meta changed on the 3rd step when upgrading the crossbows? Once you actually pick up the statue and you're setting it down to charge it, has that meta changed? Because at one point you were able just to shoot the ground at the statue, I believe 15 times, and it would be ready and charged. And I think a revolving question in people's head is, how many zombie souls charge the statues? I mean, after you get so many, it feels like you've killed 1,000,000 zombies. How many do you actively have to get 80% damage on in that diameter in order for it to charge? Well, I say it's between 15 to 20 zombie kills. And then once you obtain it, you can go set it down where its prospective place is. Note that the statue goes in a certain spot. Now, my goal of this video is not to go through the ins and outs of how to upgrade every single crossbow. I've already done that on my channel. That's what my guides are for. This is simply an experience to check out if the metadata has changed on the crossbow since patch 109 moving into patch 1.0. The other thing to note is that the weapon balancing patch that is yet to come is going to be a game update. It's not an actual patch that we're used to, it's going to be a game update, and it took me a while to actually figure that out, but weapon balancing tends to be more along the lines of game updates. I've also been reading up on the controversy of these melee weapons that you start with in the map of Rave in the Redwoods. I have to say that the melee weapons are vital importance to the meta of the map, because if you want to get the rewind grenade right away, you buy that door in the back by the fire of the spawn, and then you can do that challenge, and that's primarily what the melee weapons are for, so you can get that done by like round 3. The harpoon statue can just be placed easily in its same spot. There's no change in the recent updates as to how that occurs. Now, charging it is different. you do have to charge this statue for one last time in order to upgrade it. The gameplay that you're seeing is now my third attempt at upgrading the crossbows after patch 1.10. Through that experience, I've come across a few things, and I want to say that shooting the statue itself 15 times does not work. It no longer works as a full upgrade step within the Easter egg. That Easter egg has been updated since then, so you do have to get roughly around 15 to 20 zombie kills in this area. The bow shots do not matter. That is not what we need to take into consideration. We need to take into consideration how many kills we get for each shot on the statue, okay? So that's what we need to be counting, and this can be quite difficult because they do come from a lot of different angles, and I did die here once. I do pride a lot of my gameplays as flawless. I don't like to die, but when you're doing solo things and you're testing patch notes, it tends to happen a lot, especially when you're trying new things. So metadata and testing new weapons and changes and game updates, that is just something that comes with part of the package of the YouTube channel that I'm running, and I want to keep you guys informed as much as possible. So the Whirlwind EF5, that is the crossbow we're looking at right now, and it has capabilities of wind power that I've never seen before. I've always known there was a maximum range on this weapon for how far it could shoot the actual wind bullet. That's what I like to call it or refer to it as. The wind bullet tends to go very far, and it may have been masked at one point. I say that because I have to speculate that between patch 1.09 and patch 1.10 there was a game update, and that game update is where we got the nerf for gas grenades, and that was a heavy blow. But I don't know if there was certain meta that was changed slightly that weren't in the patch notes, and that tends to happen. So as an overview of everything that I've learned so far about this weapon, it seems that the ammo capacity is very low, the damage is extraordinary, the distance is extraordinary. It goes the distance. It definitely travels, and the drag scoping on this is very minimal, but it does work. So if you don't already know what drag scoping is, it's when you aim in, shoot, and move your crosshair. And when you do that, it will actually create an effect, one in which will pull from left to right or right to left, whichever way you tend to pull. That is my tips on the latest update. This is the patch 1.10 version of the upgraded Vlad crossbow called the Whirlwind. This is the deer statue variant. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like, and I will do more in the upcoming future. I'll keep you updated on patch notes as we move forward Infinite Warfare Zombies. I'll see you guys in the next one. Viollent out.